Hi everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am showcasing the October Hero Arts card kit. I know that I am super late on this. However, life has just been really busy. So I am just going to show you one of the cards that I made with the kit. And this is a very non-clean and simple card. So I would call it dirty and complicated. But it wasn't as complicated as it looks. It was just a little bit time consuming. However, I did find it very therapeutic to do all the masking and to do all the coloring. And so I'm going to walk you through some of the stuff that I did. So as you saw, I stamped out my little carolers there. And now I'm tripling up this posted full sheet sticky paper so that I could cut out 3 of each of those little people at once. And that just makes it a little bit of a time saver for me. So I'm cutting them out with my super sharp little EK tools scissors here, and that helps get those intricate parts. Once I mask out all those carolers, I'm then going to put down my next level, which is the big, looks like a steeple or a church rather, and then one of the homes to the right. So I'm going to mask out, make sure that this looks good, stamp it a couple times. I'm going to be using Prismacolor pencils, so I use Memento ink for the most of this stamping. Then I've taken this big post-it piece of paper and I am going to mask out these buildings next. So once I get that laid down, I'm then going to take to my mountains that came in the set. All of these stamps, there are so many of them. I absolutely love making this scene. It was a lot of fun to do. You really get to pull out your creative side as far as making a picture. So although I can't draw, I like to think I can put together a nice picture. And so that's basically what I'm doing here with this card. So right here, I made a boo-boo and did not mask off my light post on either side, but that's okay. I'm going to fix that later. Now it's like Christmas and I'm revealing. So I'm taking off all the pieces here, and here's the final scene that I'm going to color in. The only coloring that I'm going to show you today is going to be with the church. The reason for that is this coloring took a very long time. I would say about an hour of me watching TV and just coloring it in. Plus, with Prismacolor pencils, although I adore them, they are time consuming because you have to layer them up. You have to layer and get you don't have to, but you get a really good finish if you layer them up. So I put down one layer of that maroon color. I went in with a darker brown to outline some of the spots. Went back in with the same maroon that I initially used to kind of put some shading. And then I took my blending pencil that you have to buy separately from the pack, and that blended it all out. Some people use Gamasol. I've never used that. I've never tried it. It usually looks wonderful when I see people do it, but I think the blender pencil works extremely well. So here's me using the blender pencil, and I'm going to just mix all that in together, make it smooth, and give it a beautiful finish in the end. So I'm just giving those final touches. And there you can see the house. I'm going to show you it again too here. There we go. So that's a nice little close-up of how that church looks. Here is the finished colored product. I like to use some vibrant colors, but I tried not to be too over the top to kind of keep it with an old feeling for the scene. As you can see, I cut out the entire scene. The reason for that was I initially tried to make a sunset with the colored pencils, and it did not come out well. So I just chopped it up, and I'm going to make a sunset in another way. Here I have my light posts because I had to put those over the ones that I forgot to mask. So that's another thing you could do if you screw up, like I did. You can just color these, cut them out, and then just place them on top. And that's what I'm going to do right here with some multimedia matte. I'm so sorry for my voice. I feel an awful cold coming on. My energy's low, I have a sore throat, so I really do apologize for that. But I've been sitting on this video for about a week, and I really wanted to share it with you. So please forgive me for that. Here I'm taking this stamp that I got on Simon Says Stamp for like $1 something, and it almost looked to me like cobblestone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp it out in Versamark ink, black embossing powder over it, and then, because I didn't want to cut out all the masks for the people in the houses, I'm just going to go in with my brush and remove some of that embossing powder that would have overlapped the picture. That's another way that you can sort of mask objects on your picture. I'm going to heat set that. Once that's done, I'm going to go in with a dye-based marker. This is a Stampin' Up! Black marker. And I'm just going to go in and finish coloring in that cobblestone. Now the black embossing powder still makes it stand out as to break up that flat gray or black. Once that's done, I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to start working on my sunset. I'm going to wet the paper, and then I'm going to bring in my colors. Now yellow's going to go first because that's going to be, obviously with the sunset, it's going to be the lowest. The sun is going to be the lowest. So that's my method to my madness there. Then I'm going to bring in a red, mixing it slightly with the yellow to create some sort of an orange. And then, as you could see, I'm redoing it because I did not like what was happening on the first. So yes, I absolutely make mistakes, and I'm proving to you that there are two sides to every piece of paper here. Then I'm going to add my blue and ever so slightly mix the blue and red to make purple. And I'm pretty happy with that. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to remove some of that to make a sun. The best way to do that is to take back your marker, or sorry, your water pen, and see, I'm showing you how I'm retrying this and trying this. And you're going to remove it, put some water on there in a circular motion, and then just remove it. And there you have a bright sun. So I heat set it, and next I'm going to lay out my little scene on top. Now I'm making a square card here, which is new for me. So I cut that down, and I believe it's a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. Okay, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which says Happy Holidays. I use VersaFine ink for that. No rhyme, no reason. Just I like with sentiments it comes out nice and crisp. And once that's done, I'm going to take some craft cardstock that I had in my stash. I'm going to score that in the middle. And that's going to ever so slightly outline my card front. I'm using some really strong score tape because it was watercolor paper and it was a tiny bit warped. So I'm going to lay that straight down onto my square card base, and that will do it for the card. I hope you enjoyed this process with me. It was a lot of fun to make, but very, very time consuming. But in the end, I really, really loved using my Prismacolor pencils. I love those things. They're amazing. And so here you can get some close-ups of that. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next video, and you can find me in other forums below, and I will list all supplies that I used also. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.